Turnip Green, Part 6. Hey, just a minute. Lalu Mayawe, a brilliant chemistry teacher from South Africa, interrupted. He told the anxious team that he had called his friend at the TAFCOM customer care to help track Dell's mobile signal, and the signal had shown that she was in Nairobi. This piece of information threw the team into disarray. Lalu's phone rang again, and the friend informed him that the signal had been traced to a hospital in Karen, Nairobi. Before he could complete the name of the hospital, Lalu's phone went off. He had planned to charge it at the time Madame Jessie had called to share the news of Dell's abrupt journey. Fortunately, their vehicle had a charging port. The team decided to drive to Karen as they waited for the phone to charge. After going for about 30 minutes, they realized they had not informed the principal's team on the change of direction. Lynn Abbott, a tall, well-built man from New Jersey, was volunteering his time to teach at the school, called the principal to inform her of what was happening. All of a sudden, everyone had a theory of what might have happened to Dels. Joel McGowie, the philosophical history teacher, tried to come up with a historical view on why Robert had turned his back and the whole story of Dell's disappearance. By the time Joel was through with his theory, the team had resolved to put Robert to task to explain how he could do such a horrendous thing. The roads were very clear, and at a speed of 120 kilometers per hour, within 1 hour, they were approaching Karen very fast. Where's Madame Jessie's car? Angelica interjected. With all their attention given to Joel's story, they had not noticed that the vehicle carrying the principal and her team was not with them. Now, this is what I call NMOB, Angelica shouted. NMOB, what do you mean? Joel retorted angrily. I mean, tragedy of not minding one's own business. Angelique responded defiantly. Melody the nurse looked around suspiciously. The rest had inquisitive eyes. What I mean is that we lost track of the other vehicle because we were deeply engaged in gossip. Angelique responded, reprimanding the team. Meanwhile, after Dales fainted, the car had kept surging forward and was miraculously saved by the 3 men who were aiming for the gold therein. 2 of the men went in front of the car and, turning their backs towards the bonnet, dug their feet onto the ground as the heavy car forcefully kept jerking their feet off the ground and moving them forward. The 3rd man struggled and finally changed the gear to parking mode. The men missed being pushed into the steep roadside by an inch. Hardly had the men started ravaging the car when they were accosted by 2 policemen, one wielding a gun. The men all bolted away like lightning, leaving the car door wide ajar and some exercise books on the ground. Looks like we've just arrived in time. Sorry, madam. Let me help you up, said the first policeman. On realizing that Dels was not moving, he decided to lift her face by holding her chin to see clearly who the woman was. Oh no, Miss Meso, this is not happening. The policeman cried out desperately as the second one came nearer. What is the matter? Do you know the woman? He asked worriedly. Yes, please let's get her to hospital fast and very fast. Come and help me move her to the passenger seat. Quickly, but carefully. Then I shall drive, he said after they had carried her back to the back seat and covered her with a warm shawl she always carried in her car. Oh God, please do not let her die. Where do we take her? He inquired desperately as his colleague looked visibly shaken. Let me check her bag. I might find her medical card, the second policeman responded. With hazard lights on, the policemen drove at breakneck speed, only stopping when they reached the Karen hospital. The other police who was not on the wheels had checked Dell's handbag and found a hospital card. That had informed their choice. That was how Dels ended up in Karen Hospital. The hospital staff came out very quickly, and within few minutes, she was put on a drip to raise her water levels. She was highly dehydrated and had lost a lot of blood due to the wound on her forehead. The first policeman insisted that he was not going to leave Dell's side until she gained consciousness, to the wonder of his colleague. Where am I? And where are the exercise books? That was the first question Dell asked, coming round. Madame, the books are safe, and you're in Karen Hospital, responded the kind and gentle nurse. You will be fine. Don't worry.